all team members, but we are inviting the leader, Mairead, Dillon, and also James and Linda on stage. Welcome. I'm seeing they are coming. And let me introduce them first before I ask the questions. I know that you have several questions in your mind, but we are going to mention some of the areas of this initiative. Mairead is a very enthusiastic Toastmasters, and she joined 17 years ago, and she quite found her tribe. And also she is a currently District 71 director, and her favorite role was the head of Youth Leadership Program for the Republic of Ireland. And James is a husband, father, and grandfather. He is actively involved in the community, particularly in a voluntary capacity across a range of local, national, international charities, festivals, and events. He has been a Toastmaster for 6 years this month, and he's held every club position like area division director and achieved his DTM in early 2025. Linda is a new member. She just joined Toastmasters in April 2025 after a long time building up the courage to walk through the doors of the Lucan Toastmasters Club. She was assigned an amazing mentor who has supported her to achieve some recent professional goals. Linda is a mediator and conflict management coach. I hope I can express myself enough. Welcome, team.
Good evening. It's lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you too all. And Mairead, the first question is, because you are the dreamer and the leader of this initiative, what inspired you to turn the simple idea like driving a bus of Ireland around Ireland into a nationwide Toastmasters movement, and what did this project really mean to you?
Thank you so much for the question. Well, about 4 years ago, I was between jobs and I finally had a bit of time and money to do something that I really wanted to do, and that was to learn to drive a truck and a bus. Now, my ultimate goal was to get my hands on the FM 104 Roadhog. It's an articulated American truck with a radio station on it, and I wanted to drive all over Ireland and record elderly people's stories. So it didn't quite work out. And then I became a member of the district leadership team, and I just put forward the idea Ireland in a bus with Toastmasters to raise the brand awareness. And it finally came to fruition this year. I had so much support and goodwill, and we went to the States to Philadelphia to the convention, and everybody said, go for it. And we went for it, and we had a wonderful, wonderful time. But on a personal note, it is the combination of a dream I've always had to make the community feel part of Toastmasters and to introduce ourselves to everybody all over the country and raise brand awareness. And we certainly did that.
Amazing. But personally, what does it mean to you?
What does it mean to me? It means to me that if you have a vision and you put it out there and you say, if you're very strong in your vision, you're going to have great people backing you. And that's exactly what happened. Every single time we needed anything, we kept meeting wonderful, brilliant people. We even met Catherine Conn, incoming president in Ireland, actually. She was just elected yesterday. So it just felt like the whole world and the whole universe was at our backs and supporting us. So it just proved to me again, the law of attraction, how important it is that when you have a good idea and it's the right idea for the right reasons, it's always going to work out.
Yeah, I can hear that. This Toastmasters is a place that people dream and it make happen. Really, everybody helped you a lot. But also this project really fulfill your values as well. And you are shining here very well, and I hope you will continue. But when we were watching the video, it looks like very smooth, very fun, and it was very nice. But what about the challenges? And during the organization, what was the biggest challenge and how did you overcome, or your team? And which key lessons as a leader you get from this initiative?
Yes, of course. Well, the first challenge anyway was to get the funds together. So we had a big sit-down meeting, the district leadership team, and we went through all of it. We then approached head office, and they allowed us to ring fence some funds to get the bus on the road. So while it was a bit of a challenge trying to do all the budgeting, it definitely worked out once again because we had the right people behind us. But it was so funny. Every time we had a little hiccup or a little challenge, somebody would just come out of the woodwork. We had a very small core team. We only had 10 on the team. But every time something happened and we said, oh no, what's going to happen now? Somebody would say, oh, I know how to solve that. They'd go off and they'd resolve it. So once again, when you're on the right path, people come out of the woodwork to support you, and the camaraderie and friendship that we experienced as well meant that any little hiccups were just completely washed away very, very quickly.
Yeah, actually, right path, right people, right area, like Toastmasters, right environment, and then this nice initiative becoming bigger and bigger. Amazing, really. And James, I'd like to ask one question to you. You are very experienced in this delivering charities and activities, as I introduced you. But what tangible outcomes did this tour create? Did you observe stronger engagement in local teams in some cities, or some unexpected results that you were not expected, but it exceed your expectations?
Well, thank you very much for the question. Yes, there were a number of surprises, and all you can do is plan and do this. But there's a short, there's a medium, and there's a long-term effect. The short-term effect was to see clubs working together and to see the width of imagination and style and energy, as you saw in the video. We unleashed their creativity. And all of a sudden, all these writers and all these poets and all these singers and songwriters, even harpists and traditional musicians, got out and they found their voice. The medium term, the medium term is, will this continue? And yes, it has, because we've seen the reaction and we've seen the process being taken forward and developed and new ideas coming forward. And when you see experienced people from other parts of the district coming across to Ireland to take part, to see for themselves and to feel that energy, I think that too is a major advantage. The long term, it's a bit like dropping a pebble in the pond. The ripples are going out. We don't know where they're going, but we will see significant changes in the coming years because, as Mairead said, the days of Toastmasters being very closed in are gone. We're now in a quarter of the way through the 21st century. We get out into the community and they are welcoming and they are delighted to hear our story and they're delighted to have our input. I see great things happening.
So amazing that you experience such things, because I mean, all terms, short, mid, and long term, you have a lot of positive things. And also, while we were talking with Mairead, she said that year over year, when we look at after this initiative, 400 new members we are having right now in Toastmasters, and also in your local activities, mayors and some very community powerful people were attending the meetings as well. Would you like to add something on it, James?
Public representatives and community leaders of every description, from charities, from youth workers, from business leaders. We have shown what Toastmasters can potentially offer people. As was seen in the video, the conference next year, the District 71 conference, will be held in Tralee. The venues we chose were not the usual venues. There were museums, there were art houses. Yes, there were some hotels. So the scope was big, the ambition was big, and the aim was big. And I believe truly that the results will be major.
Amazing. I hope we will replicate this big initiative in all districts and all around the world. Thank you very much, James. And Linda, I'd like to ask another question to you. As a new member, you described this week to Mairead, we learned from her, a life-changing week. What do you think that made this experience so transformative for you and so special for you? And as a leader, what did you get, or an individual, what did you get from that week?
Hi, how are you? Yes, it
Hi.
was very much life changing when you look back at it, and it was lovely to see the video there as well. But it was, I think it was, and Mairead and James have kind of hit on it. When the team came together, we came together with a very open mind. We were very open and honest with each other, and we kind of gelled together straight away. And as Mairead was saying, if something happened, we got there and we worked together on it. And as a leader, that showed me that if you do have, the right people and the right type of leadership, which we did in Mairead, that we can actually get things done very, very quickly and very, very smoothly as well. So we would sit there at night, after a long day working on that, and we really kind of got to know each other in a very open way. We had deep kind of conversations. We had good fun as well. But again, we shared stories about, why we were involved in Toastmasters, what brought us there, and, what it can actually offer other people across, every kind of sector. And it's lovely that it's so diverse as well and so inclusive. And I think they're kind of the really key elements, for membership of a club like Toastmasters, where it can actually develop your skills. And you asked me there what changed me as a leader. And I think it's been open. And I think, in fairness to Mairead, she would say, oh, yeah, we're going to let everyone shine. And she did let everyone shine. She brought us all in. She didn't, and I thought that was great leadership. She let us try out different roles and gave us feedback in relation to it as well, as did James and the other team as well. So as a newest kind of a new member of Toastmaster, every day was a learning day for myself. It was absolutely amazing.
Wow. I'm so happy to hear such amazing words from you. As we say, Toastmasters transform our lives every day. And you mentioned very great way to us with this initiative. And Mairead, again, a small question for you. Who was the most inspiring speaking along the way?
Oh, there were so many amazing people, but I do admit my standout person is a wonderful young lady called Shelley Cowan. So I met Shelley a year ago in Enniskillen at a contest, and she had told me a little bit about her story, which is out in the public domain. So I'm not sharing any private secrets, but unfortunately poor Shelley developed ME, which is the sleeping disease, and she spent 12 years in bed from the age of 12. And now she is a beautiful young lady in her middle 20s, and she wants to get back and up and running again. So she always has to have a minder with her. So she came along and she organized the Enniskillen event. But not only that, she's also chartering the Enniskillen Club very, very shortly. And she also formed a magnificent choir. You would have seen the choir there in our video. And every type of person is in that choir. It's such an inclusive and beautiful choir. And they started our evening in Enniskillen, their necessities. And it was just so soulful, so beautiful. But then Shelley spoke herself and compared herself to Sleeping Beauty. And now she's like a phoenix coming out of the ashes. And she did say that Toastmasters has been very impactful on helping her achieve her. They're not words anyone put into her mouth. They were her own words. And to say, Shelley to me was a standout speaker, but in every single location there were so many wonderful people. It seems a little unfair to pick on one person, but Shelley, I do think, was such an inspirational lady. She really is amazing.
Yes, such an amazing story. I hope we will meet her as well after this sessions. And also the last questions, because the other districts are watching us and they may ask you, as a district, if they want to run this initiative, what would you your top advices about how to begin, secure the resources, and building a lasting momentum?
Thank you so much for asking me. I would say in hindsight, we only started planning the event, it must have been 2.5 months. We had to plan it. It was a little bit of a short timeline. So if I was back again, it wouldn't have been as intense for us if we had maybe spent 3.5 months. And I do think as well, it's very, very important to very much integrate and communicate with head office, just to make sure you can ring fence the money that you want. It gives you a comfort, and it also gives you a great foundation to work from. And finally, then, I wouldn't get too caught up about organizing the bus. It's more about the event locations. Once they're in place, once you select the local, there's no way a central team can do it all by themselves. But I do think, yes, of course, you have to give people direction on what to include on the agenda, but giving them latitude as well, that's what creates the magic. That's why we had so many amazing events and just totally unexpected events as well, where there was literally a magician at one of our events, as you saw in our video there. So while it's good to be prescriptive, I would say don't be overly prescriptive.
Yeah, I'm so thankful for you and sharing your wisdom, Mairead, James, and Linda. Really appreciate it. And it's encouraging everyone where they have dreams and they think that it's not going to happen, but it can happen. Please do, all team members. And as Region 10, we are so proud of you. And for all Toastmasters, of course, such an initiative, I think it brings a lot of impact for the community. Thank you for coming and thank you for the interview.